I just read this. 5 behaviors to make you happier. And as I look at them, I don't do them. Okay, they're not my thing. But
would you say you're happy?
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm happy because
with those pavers.
You know, you've seen the pavers. I'm a happy person. You know, I have a great family and a great job, and look at you all. You know, what am I supposed to?
Well, and everybody's healthy.
Everybody's healthy.
I mean, at the end of the day,
of course, everybody's healthy. That's the most
to some
important.
degree.
Yes, that's the most.
To some degree.
Thing, sure.
I mean, there's a chance that 2 weeks ago he wasn't going to be healthy in a car accident.
True.
God knows what could have happened.
Little things like that do sort of stop you in your tracks and go.
Makes you think.
Make you think. That's true. Like Biggie getting COVID. And then he just got a coffee, and he says his taste is coming back little by little, which I'm glad to hear. But interestingly, Dave, Biggie says, and we have another colleague who lost her taste for probably 6 months or more after she had COVID a few years ago. Randomly, Biggie says he can taste cigarettes just from nowhere, just can taste cigarettes. Yeah. And she said the same thing, and they both high-fived over it.
They're both ex-smokers.
Ex-smokers.
Well, that's an interesting question. If someone has never smoked a cigarette,
right,
would they have that same reaction?
I don't think
or
so.
symptom?
I don't think so.
I think
because I was walking in my living room last night. I was just like, ugh, because it's just the worst.
It's like you got an ashtray in your
just
mouth.
locked in your sinus cavity somewhere?
Yeah, I guess. And let me tell you, it's not like smoking a cigarette, because this is just like almost like if you ate it. You know what it tastes like if you've ever smoked and you accidentally drank, like you were ashing into a beer, which I think any smoker's done. You accidentally drink like the ash beer.
And that's terrible. That's awful.
That's what it tastes like, where you're just like, ugh.
So, okay.
Gross.
And for not being able to taste now for a week, to have that be like the first strong taste you get is like, ugh, what is that?
You ever drink the ash beer, Dave?
I can't comment on that.
That's disgusting.
Tell me that it was like when you're around a bunch of meat that's being smoked at a restaurant or somewhere, and it's like being barbecued, that it's like that smell that's so strong from smoke, but it's in your mouth, and you can taste it like it's just a burnt, smoky taste.
Yes. And Biggie's starting to get that. That flashed me back to when I ate my brother-in-law's spit that time. Do you know that?
Dip.
That was,
dip spit.
He dipped skull, and I was eating pudding. I was very heavy into pudding at the time.
It was the pudding era.
It was my pudding phase.
Who could forget it?
I was very into...
Yeah, you were eating healthy back then.
I was eating pudding a lot. Like the little pudding cups that Jell-O puts out, you know.
It's not really a solid.
I don't know exactly what it is.
It won't put weight on you.
No, I was fine with it. And it was my pudding era, as Chris Demm called it. And I was eating a lot of pudding. And he took one of my empty pudding cups and was spitting in it because he dipped skull.
Whatever's convenient.
Yeah, it was there.
Nearby.
It was on the coffee table. So I, after a while, looked at it and thought, I left some pudding in the bottom of that, and just turned it up. Even to think about it now, I almost threw up.
Oh, I would have.
I mean, just thinking about that, because I can taste the spit and the skull and just that little remnant of pudding. It put me off pudding for probably 3 days.
I bet.
I couldn't eat pudding like that after that. And we had my mother was like, honey, why aren't you going after this pudding?
Yeah, this pudding's just stacking up here in the cabinet, hon.
Mama, something happened.
I can't eat it, Mama.
It flashes me back,
Too
Mama.
soon, Mama. I got PTSD.
Now, eventually, I went back to pudding, but for a while,
With a vengeance.
I had to do vanilla or butterscotch. I couldn't do chocolate. Not for a while. Now I can now, but I couldn't then.
So if one is a dipper, and we've all known somebody probably in your life, your family, who's a dipper.
God.
Usually, I see them with a solo cup or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming that at the end of the day, the end of the party, the end of the beach day, whatever it is, wherever you are, the race, you toss your cup. But are any of those ever reusable, or you just toss them? You never put those in the dishwasher.
I think
you throw them away.
Yeah, throw them away. Although now my brother-in-law used to have like a permanent spittoon, and he would clean it out and then put it in the dishwasher. God,
well, yeah.
How gross! But yes, they made like a certain shape, a spittoon.
Yeah,
that they made. He had one.
If you look in the old westerns, they had them in saloons.
Yeah, he had one.
When you go to the old Senate building in D.C. at the Capitol, there's spittoons in the old Senate chamber, and they're like, you can see some of the spittoons that we've kept here that they used to have in
the 1800s,
from the 1800s,
where the gentleman would spit.
That's right.
No kidding. You know, my brother-in-law used to
ex-brother.
This is an ex, yeah. My sister's first husband. I should say that. My current brother-in-law does not.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Well, I liked my first brother-in-law.
All right.
But he dipped a little snuff, you know. That was fine.
That almost killed you in a rowboat too, right?
Yes, and that
It's a different story, different day.
that put me off fishing.
Mama, I don't want fried flounder.
Who's not eating the fish sticks?
I don't want calabash, Mama.
He put me off calabash, put me off pudding. God darn, he really had an effect.
I got a freezer full of Gordons of Gloucester.
He really had an
I
effect.
did a number on you.
Boy, your sister's really messed you up.
He did. Well,
indirectly
through her first husband.
Right.
He would take a Solo cup and ball like a paper towel to the bottom
right.
of it, and then it would
Oh,
So
okay.
popular
Remember
procedure.
that?
Absolutely.
Yep, he did that a lot.
So it doesn't slosh.
Correct, and you'd see like the bot. Of course, the paper towel would be just coated and.
Yeah. I
Ugh.
remember growing up, there was dippers all over the place, and they dip in.
Oh, yeah.
They'd spit in
Oh, yeah.
whatever's available, whatever's closest.
Correct.
And a lot of times it's there the next morning.
Correct, and he took my used pudding cup, and I didn't realize. I thought, I left some pudding behind, and went back to get it.
Ugh.
You can't leave an empty vessel.
At one of these functions, somewhere you're going to bump into him again.
Oh yeah,
And I picture him just putting his hand on your shoulder like, you turned out all right.
yeah. Yeah,
I know
so-
I did a number on you in your youth, but you
I
turned
know.
out all right.
It's true. It's true. We had quite an upbringing. They were young and in love,
Yeah.
and married, of course. And I just, there were a few things around him that happened. The fishing incident and the
You learn
pudding
things
incident.
like that. You don't know it, but you're learning things.
Correct. Here's how to make yourself happier now. These are the things you should do, and it doesn't cost you a dime to make yourself happier. 5 things. 1, go with the flow.
Oh, geez. Is that what these are? Is that what these are? Are these those damn little
Go with the flow.
memes and the inspirational crap? Go with the flow.
That's like it in a suburban kitchen on a sign.
I never go with the flow.
That's true.
I go against the flow.
You live by a grid.
Always.
You live by order.
Always. I go against the flow. I never go with the flow. Manfred 5000, you're talking about dipping and spitting. Go ahead.
Hey guys, thanks for having me.
Sure, yes, always.
When I lived in North Carolina, I live in Tennessee now, but when I was in good old NC with you guys, there was an old man neighbor I had. He entertained the kids, and he had a spittoon, and he sat in his chair, leaned it back, and he had a song that I'll never forget to this day before he actually spat into his spittoon. Are you ready? Are you ready for the song?
We are.
We're ready.
Yes.
He used to go, spit, tune, spit, tune, spit, tune, spit, spitang, chew tobacco, rag. Just laugh, and he thought he was the coolest neighbor, and I was like, what the heck am I watching?
Right, and you'd see him spitting like that. Disgusting.
Slightly
That
nuts.
is disgusting. It is nuts.
Yeah.
Thanks, Manfred 5000.
It's colorful.
Appreciate it. Yeah. I mean, it's still out there. People still dip it. You know,
Oh, yeah.
was it Barry up in HR told us he dipped for years and years, and then one day just gave it up.
Get out of the blue.
Out of the
just
blue.
Cold
He's like,
turkey.
Gave it up cold turkey. Then, as quick as he had stopped, 12 years later, he's like, all right, I'll start again. And did. And just started again, you know?
Remember the colonoscopy incident?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yes, I did.
He got sent home.
You're not supposed to put
He
anything in your
prepped
mouth
and
for
pooped and
everything.
prepped and pooped and prepped and pooped, and the day of his procedure.
Oh, they were hovering over him. Like his butt was in the air.
Yeah, they had the needle ready to go in the arm,
Yep.
and he had been nervous the day of the colonoscopy. The morning of. It was like an hour away. So he just put a tiny pinch between his cheek and gum,
Yep.
and the nurse was like, now you haven't had anything by mouth other than water, right? Well,
Yeah, had a little.
I had a little dip.
Little dip.
Little pinch on the way over.
All right, call it off.
Unplug it.
It's over.
You can stand up now.
Put your clothes back on. You have to poop and prep all over again.
Yep.
He did. He had to go through the poop again.
Isn't he? He's going to your gym now, right?
Yeah,
He's not going to leave a dip cup in a canoe, is he?
good. Possible.
Canoe
Could happen.
or a rowboat.
Dry rowing.
We need to have a talk.
We
I
do
believe
dry
your friend
rowing
is
over there.
leaving his dip cup in the rowboat.
We don't do this here.
Dip cup in the rowboat. Dip cup.
Rowboat. Spit-tang, spit-tang.
Chew tobacco, chew tobacco, chew tobacco, spit.
Practice random acts of kindness. That's the second thing you can do to make yourself feel happier. Practice random acts of kindness. I never do this.
No.
I've never.
And now
done
people think you're scamming them.
it. If you do it,
Yeah.
You don't
know,
even-
Oh,
nope.
you're trying to get you're hacking me or something.
yeah, you can't ever do anything nice
No.
for anybody because they do think it's a hack always or a scam always. Nurture your relationships. Spend as much time as possible with your partner, your spouse, your kids, whoever it might be. I don't do that like I should.
Yeah, and then once you found pickleball.
That's my whole thing.
Yeah.
I know. It's like
That's your relationship.
Jeez. I know. I look at that one. I'm like,
It's your gym and your pickle.
I know. I should be home more. Be there for him more. Express gratitude. Dave's against it.
I hate this list. I hate this list.
Express gratitude. Count your blessings. Take stock of the positive things in your life. That's that thing like you're saying where like you have a wreck or a near miss or
a bullet zings your ear.
Bullet zings your ear.
That's right.
Look at the difference in former president now. A kinder, gentler
changed man
candidate, yes.
Yeah.
A bullet gets you in the earlobe or the top of the ear. You say something like that. And then finally, celebrate the good things. If you get good news, go out and celebrate. Don't just take it in stride. Go and really enjoy that success, no matter what happens. If you win an award, an honor, something happens, take time and celebrate it. Don't just sweep it under the rug. I do none of those things.
Yeah.
Not one do I do.
No, you never like to celebrate anything. You want to just
move to the next.
Right on. You're very Tiger Woods in that way.
Yeah, move to the next thing. Just march right on through it. But I saw that and I thought, golly, I'm completely the opposite. Especially go with the flow.
Yeah, when something doesn't go according to plan, you're not great in a crisis.
Oh God, you can never just go with it. You never go with it, or no, of course not. No, none of those things. So those are the things, but it doesn't cost you anything to do any of those things. I do think that probably is true about. It makes you feel good to do something good for somebody else. You know, a random act of kindness or the nurturing of the relationship and all that stuff. Spending more time. With
You mean like opening a door for somebody?
I think it's more than that. I think
I think that's just politeness.
That's just common courtesy.
That's not kindness. That's polite.
Buying somebody's picking up their tab at the fast food restaurant, or whatever it might be.
If you know somebody's favorite snack, leave it on their desk.
Yeah, leave it on. Yeah.
We had a coworker who would do that. Remember?
Yes, she would.
Yes,
we go into our offices and snacks would appear.
That's nice.
She just randomly did
that. She loved.
She literally practiced random acts of kindness.
That is true, and that gave her a lot of great feeling. That's true. She would you'd go in and there'd be
Reese's
cups on your desk. Oh man! Now we all got diabetes, but still, she did it. It was the right thing for her.